Hello there, I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, coming to you once again. Many of you have written me and you said there are so many things I don't understand about the narcissist, because when you are with your narcissist, he acts like a overt, then he act like a covert narcissist. And you are saying, what is this? What is going on? Because I can see the covert and I can see the overt, and they are in the same person. Is that possible? We call that the hybrid narcissist. The hybrid narcissist is the crossover narcissist zone. This is when you can have several characteristics, several classes, several schools, and ranking orders in the narcissist. The ranking order stays stable, but the school of the narcissist, the class of the narcissist, does not. And so let's deal with that. When you have the hybrid narcissist, you may have a somatic narcissist that is cerebral, and a cerebral narcissist that is covert, and then the covert narcissist that is at the level where they are lower mid narcissist just graduating to an upper mid narcissist. So those two characteristics are merging in features. The upper mid narcissist is getting more tactful in their malignancy, in their underhanded operation, because there are certain characteristics that are available in the narcissist, period. But when you have the somatic, there's certain strength that is in the somatic, why they tend to be called the somatic, the cerebral, the seductive, or the malignant narcissist. Like with the malignant narcissist, it's so easy for the malignant narcissist to cross over to the sociopath or even the psychopathic narcissist. But when you get the malignant narcissist that may be cerebral and then they may be covert while they are overt, that's the hybrid. And it's so that they interchange out there like little chameleons, that whatever situation, they tend to dot in and out of this character. And the one thing about the mid narcissist, once they integrate into that school, like the mid narcissist, the lower narcissist, the greater narcissist, and each of these classes have the lower mid, the lower narcissist, the lower mid narcissist, and then the lower higher narcissist, and then you have the mid narcissist, which is the lower mid, the mid narcissist, and then the mid greater narcissist. Then you have the lower greater narcissist, the mid greater narcissist, and then you have the greater narcissist. So these schools of narcissists can cross over characteristically and bring so much confusion to you, because when the somatic narcissist that is usually observed in look and vanity and imagery start to, you get onto them, they go to the covert zone where they go underhanded. You know, the somatic narcissist wants to be visible, wants to be seen. They want you to observe the characteristics of their beauty and how they look and how they are. And then when that works against them, they go covert. They become very subtle. And then when it comes to the point where they're subtle, and then they come out and they may act cerebral. The cerebral narcissist is usually high intelligence, but sometimes the cerebral narcissist schemes so methodically until you just register them as cerebral, and they may not be. They're always thinkers. That's why they're cerebrals, but they may not be at the highest category. And then these hybrid narcissists interchange out of character to bring confusion. And when they think that you're on to them, that you're aware of them, they dot in and out of these different matrices, so you can't pinpoint to where it is, especially Some narcissists know that you have been educating yourself with how they are. And so them knowing that you're educating yourself how they are, most of the narcissists, especially the cerebral, would get a hold to what you're doing. They will tap into your learning mechanism, and then they will find out what you are learning. That's why a lot of narcissists, they go through your computer, go through your iPad, go through your phone, and they learn what you're doing. If you're learning about their character, they confuse the character so you can't locate them. And just when you think you got them down pat, they will integrate over into another grade of narcissists. And then just when you think they're covert, they're overt, they're loud, they're boisterous. And it brings total confusion, not only damage, but it brings total confusion where you look at them, they already gaslight. So this confusion with gaslighting make you lose your footing even more. The hybrid narcissist will always bring together two integrations in character, a minimum of two integration, and they can bring several more integrations. Like you may be with a malignant narcissist, but he happened to be covert, and this covert narcissist happen to be a somatic, and I mean they really care about what they're doing. Then you got this malignant narcissist that happen to be overt. That goes with the malignant narcissist. Then he spins the wheel and he become overt. And then just in most cerebral, they don't care how they look as far as vanity. Well, let me put it like this. They do, because a cerebral narcissist is mind, and every narcissist care about imagery, but they're not overboard like the somatic. But when they are hybrid, they will come in and act like a somatic. All of the imagery is important, which confuse you, because there was a time all they care about was intellect, the intellectual status, the intellectual prowessness. They go to intellectual conferences, intellectual banquets. They're around the intellectuals, and they excuse me, they always prove themselves intellectually. Now all of a sudden you find them getting involved. Sorry guys. You find themselves getting involved in how they look, really caring about how they look, really obsessed with how they look. And then the cerebral narcissists that you once know, they tend over to somatic. Now they want you to look good. They want your hair good. Where at first, the cerebral narcissists, all they cared about was how they were, the intellect, and they made you feel stupid. They made you feel dumb. Then they come back in. They want you to look good. They want you to smell good. They take you out. Everything is about imagery, and then they get overt. They get loud where they was once quiet. So a lot of characteristics start occurring with the hybrid. And the hybrid narcissist is very insecure. Narcissists have a tendency to be insecure. That's why they put on the grandiosity to act overconfident, because they know when they're wounded, when you cause a narcissistic injury, it brings up all of their insecurity. It brings up hurts and pains. And there are some narcissists that are hybrid, and they are narcissist maker. They go out to reinvent what has happened to them. They know if they traumatize you enough where you feel like you have no way out, you feel like you have no way to go, then now you feel like you're the narcissist, and they want to traumatize you so much until you actually lose yourself. The hybrid interchange in and out, and they can change at a moment notice. They can be one way and change one way. It's like a chameleon. When you put that chameleon on the wall and the wall is red, they turn red. If it's green, they turn green. The hybrid narcissists change at an instant into other classes of narcissists. And so these narcissistic changes bring confusion. Their ultimate goal is to bring confusion, disillusionment, insecurity, gaslighting you down to devaluation. And a lot of times, a narcissist, when they are in the midst of this construction, they do not, they don't discard you. They don't discard you because they are in the breaking mechanism. They're in the activity and they're breaking you down. And it takes consistency. It takes work for them to do that. And so you'll notice they're hidden and they're hidden and they're hidden. And you're trying to figure out what's happening because there's nothing going on to the level of this intensity. No, it is that you're discovering the narcissist and you're probably saying out cues that gives them an indication that you are learning who they are. And once you're learning who they are, the narcissists get very insecure because they are afraid. The narcissists live by fear. And they act like they're totally confident, but inside of them, they're like little kids. They got all of these fears, all of these inhibitions about themselves. And that's why they cannot give you confidence and love. They cannot give you stability and steadiness because they don't have it themselves. So the hybrid that goes in and out of classes, going in and out of different characteristics of narcissism is counting on your confusion. And see, once you confuse, you start to devaluate you. You take up on the characteristics that the narcissist has put out, and now you continue. They don't have to keep going after you because now you go after you. You are so doubtful of what you are, who you are, and where you are until you feel like you're losing your mind. It is a sense of insanity. It feels like you are unstable. It feel like, and sometimes this it feel like you have vertigo. Everything is moving, everything is waving, and then the first thing you do is think that your blood pressure may be off. It must be high blood pressure, and then you start thinking that I'm just totally stressed out. When the mantle of confusion that the narcissist had is bringing you into a disillusionment, and what they want to do is bring you into a disassociation of your reality into their alternate world, because the narcissists live in an alternate world and the hybrid has learned to master it. And the hybrid don't like to do it by themselves. They like to bring on their character and their actors, and they crossbreed these different characteristics. Also, the hybrid can crossbreed sexually. They can crossbreed into the transsexual. They can crossbreed into a non-binary sexuality, and then they go asexual, and then they come back and they are heterosexual. And you're looking at them and you're picking up traits of their crossing over. And one day you come in and you see the narcissist is in your clothes, and the narcissist look at you. They don't look like they're ashamed. They don't do a surprise element. They just take your clothes off and put them and looks at you and walk away. Confusion, disorientation, disillusionment, bringing you out of a reality, bringing you into a gaslighting situation where you don't know what is real. So then when you begin to question them, they tell you, I just saw that, and I just wanted to know what you felt like when you had it on. So I'll know how to address you. I'll know how to love you by loving you when you feel like a woman. I want you to be the maximum woman that you can be, so I can be the maximum man that I am. But then traits, and sometimes you'll find the narcissist walking through the house, and the narcissist is not walking masculine. They're doing feminine gesture walking through the house, and you ask them, what was that? And the narcissist said, what was what? What was what? And you said, why would you act like that? They said, what was I acting like? I was just walking down the hallway. You said, but you was walking like you were switching. He said, I wasn't switching. I was walking normally. Is that what you're trying to indicate? Is that what you're trying to put on me? You're trying to make me something. Oh, you want to break me down because you want me to be weak, but I won't be weak. So they turn everything and put it on you. And then one day you see the narcissist and their voice change. And it's like sitting at the table with a woman. And you're like, what did you say? And then their masculine voice come in. The hybrid switch over. The hybrid cause confusion. The hybrid cause disorientation. The hybrid wants you to disassociate from your reality into your questionable reality. That's what the hybrid want. The hybrid never stays locked into one place, because then after you caught them with feminine gesture, they go totally masculine on you. Their voice is deep. They act like a man. Their sexual prowessness. You can't even cough until they want sex. They want to be with you all the time, because now they're proving something. And then now they go from sexuality to they don't want anything. They don't know what they are. And you talk to them, they tell me, I don't even know whether I'm married or not. I don't know whether I want to be married. And then they say, if there's a possibility I could be homosexual, there's a possibility I could be. You don't even know whether I'm a man or a woman. I could be a woman that transferred over to me. So it's all of this craziness. The hybrid takes you to delirium, because the hybrid feed on confusion. Their main course is not just tormented. They're going to get the fear out of you, but they feed on confusion. And you might notice that the narcissist that you with disassociate a lot of times. You may even catch them on the sink and they're talking to themselves. And you say, are you saying something to me? They say, I'm always saying something to you. You said, but I just walked in and you were talking to somebody. He said, I'm talking to you. You said, then why were you talking low? Because I thought you should hear me. I shouldn't have to scream. And so you're looking at them, and sometimes this brings fear, because you catch the narcissist in the bathroom talking to themselves, walking down the steps talking to themselves, or they will take somebody like they're holding somebody by the hand, walking with somebody, and you ask them, what are they doing? And they say, what do you mean, what am I doing? You say, you act like you was walking with somebody. You had your hand out and you was holding. He said, I did no such thing. I did not hold my hand out. I was resting my arm. My arm hurt and I was doing. So all of these excuses, and the next thing you know, your mind is bombarded with fear. Your mind is bombarded with disillusionment. Your stability has been challenged. Your mindset has been challenged. You don't know what's a reality. You don't know what's a non-reality. You're now scared of the man that you with, the female that you with, because they keep going in and out of reality zone. They keep crossing over. The hybrid always use crossover measures to bring you under the greatest subjection, and their main theme is confusion and disassociation. If it's female, you may get a female and all of a sudden she gets shaving cream and a razor, and you wonder why she's shaving her face. She said, well, I know that. You said, why don't you wax? She said, because I don't want to wax. Wax does this to me. And then you notice she go and buy a masculine shirt, and she made a masculine shirt with feminine pants. Then she'll go and buy a masculine watch. And sometimes you may hear her with a deep voice, and you said, honey, are you all right? And she said, yes, I'm all right. Why are you questioning me? You said, because your voice changed. My voice did not change. And then she go and she talks in their voice. These people are almost act like magicians, where there's disillusionment. And some of you that are with the hybrid, you have maximum confusion in the house. It is never a stable moment. And then when you catch on to them, they dismantle everything. They act normal. They will even go ghosting, where they're silent and they're rebuilding, recharging, because sometimes they run out of elements because they don't went through the cycle without crossing over into their character. And then when they're triangulating, and you're noticing your narcissist looking at a man with such seductiveness and in his eyes like such desire, or the woman looking at another woman as if she can just eat her off the table, and you're wondering, what is this? So when you challenge them and question them, they're always in denial. They're always charging you, and they never ever take responsibility, like most narcissists don't, and especially the hybrid, because remember, the goal of the hybrid is to bring you to confusion and let confusion be the dominant force. And when you are confused, it instigates fear, because you are not certain, you are not sure, you don't understand what's going on. And so you start feeling the freedom when the narcissist is not there. You feel your mind coming back. You feel thinking. You feel you putting pieces together. And sometime in a hybrid situation, if you don't come up with a strategy of freedom and securing your stability, you now are on medication. You're on medication to sleep. You're on medication for your nerves. You're disillusioned, and you don't know your reality. And then many people get so caught in themselves. Remember, some narcissists know that they've been entrapped within themselves. And when they know that, some narcissists know if I take them to the maximum point of pressure and stress, they will go into them. And if you start showing traits like them, that's when they discard you. They move on to break down another person. The hybrid is never settled. The hybrid is never complete. The hybrid, usually their main supply to brokenness. They spend that time to break you. Their whole goal is to bring you close to them, to bring you into a unity with them, to bring you into a marriage bonding with them, because it's not a covenant, to bring you into a marriage bonding with them, to break you down to the highest level of disassociation, where you are questioning your sanity, and now you are seeing a psychiatrist. You are before a psychiatrist, and when you go to the psychiatrist, they will take you to make sure you go, because they need to know how effective they are. The hybrid is so dismantled on the inside of them, so confused on the inside, until you may see this man, buff, muscle, 6'3", 230, 50 pounds, and one day you catch him and he's over in the corner and crying. But there's such this demonic look in his eyes when he's crying. He's not crying because of sadness. This look in his eyes is filled with such hatred, and yet he's crying because he's being tormented from the inner challenges from the inside, because the narcissists have memory, and when they have memory, they remember the time they disassociated. They remember leaving places of reality for comfort because they were so tormented, beaten, abandoned with a narcissist that did to them what they are doing to you, and they are continuing the cycle. They'll do it to their children. They'll do it to you, because the hybrid is crossing over. It's like leapfrog, jumping in and out of character. And you're living that way every day. You're living that way all day, and you're trying to tell somebody, I'm losing my mind. You're trying to tell somebody, help me, but you don't know how to tell them without you looking crazy, without you looking like it's you and not him, because the narcissist is in full denial. And when people come to say what's wrong, he goes cerebral. I mean, just as intelligent as he need to be. He has full conversation. All his conversation is together. He's looking at them, and you looking like, who is that? That's not the fool that was here cutting up a few minutes ago. And so then when they leave, boom, they disassociate, they dismantle, they cross over, and there we go again. That's the hybrid. The hybrid costs a lot of energy. The hybrid costs a lot of time. A narcissist self is draining. But when you get a hybrid, you get these hybrid bred that was bred with tormentor. A lot of time, even the psychotic ones are so covert when they get their victims. The victims will tell you that survive. They seem so loving. They seem so care. That was in another world. They got an actor's character and they played it on you, because there are some total of mirrors that they got from other people, and their whole character is mirrored, other than their memory that they had of torment, wanting to get out, and there was no out, so they got locked within their cage within, and these cages don't have keys, and they're screaming within themselves to get out. And then they hate everybody that seems normal. They hate everybody that seems happy, because inner turmoil is going to manifest chaos on the outside. And that's the way the hybrid is. How do you protect yourself when you're in the hybrid? When the goal of the hybrid is to break down your intellect, to break down your mind to psychosis and insanity, you have to build where they break. And think about it. I always say this: when you're in a sick room, you're going to get sick. You're going to have to strategize your health. For your health, safety and welfare. So you have to think about that, because you are not going to interject in the sick room total help. There's no way. And so for the safety of you, and especially mom, if you have children, you're going to have to connect with an outside source that narcissist has no privy to, because they may have flying monkeys, and most of the time he doesn't engraft your family, she doesn't engraft your family. And the hybrid is so covert and underhanded and malignant and malicious. They pull the family in because they're the perfect character, they're the perfect being. They will take care of the home, they will pay the bills in the home, because they have an image. Remember, they go out that somatic. The somatic is about image, it's important. So they pay the bills, they take care of everything in the house, they make sure they've got plenty of food in the house. They go to the point where they try to scam and scam every place there can be an accusation and that can indict them. And so they cover ground where you can't indict them. The bills are paid, the car notes are paid, the credit is good, they pay in advance, but they hate you and you are paying for it. That hybrid, the reason they got with you and married you, because their whole goal is to break you down. There is a movie called Kiss the Girls, and it's with Morgan Freeman and another gentleman that plays this Casanova, and he go after strong women. He do not mess with weak women, because his mother, who was narcissistic, had great strength and she broke him down. And so now what he do is kidnap the highest intelligence, the highest skill, the highest economic bracket in women. And he loved them, he raped them, he love bomb them, he raped them. And once they break down, they're disgusting to him. He don't even want them. And his whole thing is to break down what he captured. That's the hybrid. The hybrid gets you to break you down. He don't get you just to love bomb you so you can have fuel. His fuel is to break you out of your place of psychological stability. Mental stability is an enemy, and it opposes who he is. And he spends and she spends all of her time interacting out of different classes, different characteristics of the NPD realm, to break you out of your reality and to disassociate you from your reality, and to remove you from every stable platform, and to break your foundation and crush it in pieces where you have nothing to stand on. They don't care if the children lose their mom, because now the children's with the narcissist, and then they go to breed. The narcissists breed themselves. They take these hybrid special breed kids and traumatize them so until one day they look in the eyes of these children, and there's so much hatred, and the narcissists know they have accomplished their goal. When they do that, they put the kids in the system, because the narcissist say, I can't take care of them. Because if he raise up an enemy, she knows that there's going to be a narcissistic injury and there's going to be retaliation. So once he break the child, where the child is just total emotionally, he give his problem to the state. He give them to somewhere else, because the mom either killed herself, the mom is out of it, or the mom just, she has no reality. She's in and out of reality because he done broke her down. But a lot of these cases, the mom end up committing suicide because she's broke down so until she loses who she is. She loses her person. The hybrid is a very dangerous narcissist. Yes, they are malignant. They can be sociopathic and psychopathic. These narcissists are very, very dangerous. Never think that you can rehabilitate one by loving them, caring for them. Never think that they're going to change for you when they're trying to get you into a non-reality and change your world to the alternate reality. And that's their goal from the beginning. So they're looking for certain character. And a lot of times the narcissist won't go after the weak because they'll break them down too quick. The hybrid would break them down too quick. The hybrid narcissist look for strength, because if he break down their strength in the mind of the narcissist, that's what he gets. It's the law of transference. You transfer your strength because they take it, and then they transfer all of their weakness and their pain. And while you are being broke down, they go down memory lane and say, see, that's good for you, because what happened to me is happening to you, and I'm not going to use this torment alone. Wow. You know, when I began to study this is really crazy. It was really crazy. And people are living this life with children. They're living this life every day. She stays with a therapist. She stays with a psychiatrist. She stays in a program, and she's shaking. Her stomach is upset. And sometimes they go to the point, I'm now talking about the supply, not the narcissist, where they are hearing voices. And now the narcissist, when you start telling them that, he know he's working, and instead of letting up, he applied the pressure, because he needs you to go all the way in. Every trophy he get is the life that is broken. And then he goes after the children. They will end up in the state or grandmother. He would rather give them to family, because by the time he's done with them, those kids are gonna cause hell in the family, because they're traumatized. They had no escape, and they do malicious things, which I cannot say on this video, to those children. They would do anything to cause maximum pain to get those kids stuck in the pain. And so a lot of torture has to go on with those kids with this hybrid, to get them to feel what the hybrid does, because it is feeling, because the hybrid is leapfrog. They're going jumping in and out. And if you notice, they don't sleep a lot. They're shaky. They're always using uppers, and then they're always there's just something necessary that they need in order to function every day, and that is hell every day. It is tears every day. And I mean, when they leave, you just give your mind freedom. But once you go through on a consistent basis, you know that they no longer have to be there. You will continue the torment that they initiate on your own. And I'm telling you that you have a way out, but it's hard work. If you can't leave right away, you got to be consistent with your mind. When they're not there, you got to put on affirmation. Listen to affirmation. Listen to the word of God. Listen to positive things. Listen to people telling you how wonderful you are, how great you are. Then if you got prayer, you can talk to God. You got meditation, you meditate. You do what it takes to keep your mind sane. And then you got to plan an environment that is safe for your mind to grow, and safe for your mind to recover. Because if you're recovering your mind, you better believe your children needs recovery too. And if there's no children involved, and you feel lonely, and you feel like the walls are caving in, and you're sweating, and you feel this stale smell, and it's heated, and it smells like smoke, where your system is breaking down, you go to a doctor, and you tell the doctor, I don't feel safe in my present location, and I don't have the strength to get out. Help me. They will get you out of there and get you into a safety program where the narcissist cannot contact you. They will get the kids. They will remove the kids. And what you have to do, you have to shut down social media. You may not can talk to your family, because you may not know where your family are at the time, and they may be coinciding with the narcissist, and then they may be flying monkeys. The higher they go up the rank, the more flying monkeys they have, because they have an elaborate amount of people that is willing to yield their lives at that narcissist command. And they don't care if you're blood. They don't care if you're family best friend. You have to get people that's not associated with that narcissist, especially the hybrid, because the hybrid, remember, they intertwine with people, and they don't stay in one school and one character. They can stay in one school, whether they lower, mid, greater, and the different ones I told you in the beginning, but the different classes, characteristics, they can flow in and out of those characteristics. The hybrid is always going to go under malignant. There's one characteristic that will be sustained in every activity when you're dealing with the hybrid, and you can't recognize them because they're crossing zones. Once you get them, they cross over. They have a vagabond spirit when it comes to character, when it comes to being stable psychologically. They are not stable, which you recognize that probably in the beginning of the marriage, and they build so much fear. You can't allow yourself to be broken down where you lose yourself. You got to recognize you have a right to be, you have a right to become, and you have a right to exist. And you have to give yourself permission to do it. And when you give yourself permission to do it, you have to give yourself permission to be free. And I know a lot of you have said, I don't know what to do because my religion has told me I cannot divorce. My religion has told me that I cannot leave. I am a pastor, and I'm telling you, forget the religion. Save your mind. Save yourself. Those people are not in that house being tormented 24/7. They are not. They are not in that house being in danger by what you are living with, sleeping with, that is undergoing. And some of you are even got physical violence with the narcissist. You're being tied up. You're being abused horrifically. Get the liberty to free yourself and give yourself permission to live. Give yourself permission for wholeness. Give yourself permission for life. Give that to yourself. Give that to yourself. Let them live it, but you get to freedom, and you utilize strategy to make sure that happens for you and your children. And once that freedom comes, that addiction is still there. It's going to take time. Do not make a phone call. Not one phone call. When you get the parenting plan, get somebody always to be with you. Never, ever be alone. Get the supervised visitation. Even if you have to say, let the law protect me, where if I have to meet with them, I meet with them on a neutral ground with a lawyer or with someone with me. Let it be recognized, because the narcissist will pull that trigger card and lure you back through hoovering into your recognizable place of assignment, because there is an addiction that you have to overcome. And once you overcome this addiction, there is an awareness that the narcissist is not there. And based on those years that you've been with him, your body, your mind, and your everything feel off course and feel like you need them. I did a video, when the supply has had enough. Enough is enough. Go listen to those videos. All right. I hope that this video has helped you and has answered you about the hybrid. And so many of you, so many people have not heard about the hybrid. They don't know what you're going through, but you know what you're going through. Have the peace of God. Have the strength of God. You're going to have to be a tenacious person now, because you have to live. Make that a priority. The number one priority is your life. Keep it, get it back, maintain it at the cost of tremendous pressure, but you can do it, and you will do it. Thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate all of your attention given to these videos. Please like and share the page. And those of you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you push that bell. When I come on, you will be number uno, knowing that I am on. You will get first alerts. And when I'm on, thank you so much for liking and sharing that page, and for subscribing. And keep emailing me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. I really appreciate it. Yes, I do sessions. I do video and audio, and we can talk about the process of that and the requirement of that. If you are interested, please feel free. Once you email me, leave me your contact information and expect a call. I come on Clubhouse Mondays at 7:45, and we're talking about communication unto manifestation, just to alleviate. This will help you in some of the processes that you are going through, where you need remedy to activate deliverance and freedoms. This will assist you. Clubhouse, Mondays, 7:45 a.m. Please join me, and I will see you on the next video. Write me, Destiny Helper 12s at gmail.com for audio and Zoom sessions. I look forward to them, and leave your information and I will call you. God bless you, and don't forget to like and share the page. I will see you on the next video. And remember, the hybrid is malignant. That is across the board character, where all of the cross sectioning that they're using, all of the interchanging that they're using, one thing is going to be stable: malignant. That means they're very dangerous. You be very wise and listen to this video over and over again if you have to remind yourself and to trigger your mind to resources in your mind, help in your mind. There's 1-800-CRISIS. Go to a domestic violence center. You can get help. Help is available for you. You don't have to stay there. And you can live again, and you can think again, free of oppression. I am Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, and I will see you on the next video. God bless you.